Hello, I'm Khaled Abdel, a teaching assistant at Faculty of Arts, Department of English Language and Literature, Aswan University, concerning about research paper and how to write it. There is an important point you have to avoid while writing your research, which is plagiarism. According to Cambridge Dictionary, plagiarism is the act of using another person's ideas or work and pretending that it's your own. To plagiarize means to steal and pass all the ideas or words of another as one's own, to commit a literary theft, or to copy words or ideas from another person without giving credit, to give incorrect information about the source of a quotation. In other words, plagiarism is an act of fraud. It involves both stealing someone else's work and lying about it afterward. Plagiarism in Arabic means السرقة الأدبية أو الانتحال الفكري، يعني أنت بتسرق فكرة أو بتسرق نص مش بتاعك وتنسبه ليك بكل بساطة وبكل سهولة، بس ده يعتبر سرقة ويعتبر ان انت بتحاسب عليها، فلازم كل حاجة بتكتبها توثقها. عشان كده احنا لازم نتجنب السرقة الأدبية، وان انت كطالب جامعي لازم بتحاسب على البلاجيريزم دي، مش اي حاجة تعمل لها كوبي اند بيست زي ما هنشوف وكده يبقى البحث بتاعك تمام من غير ما توثقه. كل حاجة مكتوبة لازم توثق أي حاجة. Let's see what's wrong with plagiarism. Here are just a few reasons why plagiarism is wrong and not worth the risks. Not doing your own work means that you limit your learning. You cheat yourself. Taking someone else's work and not giving them credit is unfair to them. You cheat others. You may damage your future study and employment prospects. You want to develop these skills and you need to get and keep a job. You damage the reputation of the university and other graduates who have done their own work. So plagiarism is a serious matter you have to avoid. Let's see what the main types of plagiarism. Global plagiarism. The first one, global plagiarism, means taking an entire work by someone else and passing it off as your own. If you get someone else to write an essay or assignment for you, or if you find a text online and submit it as your own work, you are committing plagiarism, because it involves both deliberately and directly lying about the authorship of a work. This is one of the most important serious types of plagiarism, and it can have a severe consequences. The second one is verbatim plagiarism, which depends on the idea of copy and paste. You commit verbatim plagiarism when you directly copy text from a source and paste it into your own document without giving any kind of attribution or crediting. If the structure and the majority of the words are the same as in the original, then it's called verbatim plagiarism. Even if you delete or change a couple of words here and there, so it's still verbatim plagiarism. If you want to use an author's exact words, you need to quote the original source by putting the copied text in quotation marks and including an in-text citation. verbatim plagiarism هو بالعربي كده اللي هو ان انت بتسرق حرفيا، بتاخد حاجة copy and paste، بتاخد حاجة زي ما هي من غير ما تغير فيها اي حاجة، بتاخد النص زي ما هو وتحطه في البحث بتاعك بدون ما تنسب العمل ده، بدون ما تنسب التكست ده للشخص المؤلف ليه. فده يعتبر حاجة اسمها السرقة أو الانتحال الحرفي حتى من غير ما تغير فيه. Let's see an example of verbatim plagiarism. Here we have a selected area. This selected text is considered a verbatim plagiarism. Here the student have copied the text and paste it without giving any kind of credit, without mentioning the author name or the page number or the year of publication. So it's called verbatim plagiarism. الطالب هنا نسخ النص وعمل له لصق في البحث بتاعه من غير ما يدي كريدت للمؤلف، من غير ما يقول هو جابه من فين، من غير ما يوثق الكلام ده. فهنا ده يعتبر سرقة أدبية It's unacceptable. The third type of plagiarism is the mosaic plagiarism. It's also known as patchwork plagiarism or incremental plagiarism. It means copying phrases, passages, and ideas from different sources and putting them together to create a new text. This includes slightly rephrasing passages while keeping many of the same words and structure as the original. This type of plagiarism requires a little more effort and is more insidious than just copying and pasting from a source, but plagiarism stickers can still easily detect it. So be aware that plagiarism checkers will reveal your plagiarism and detect it. وكل الجامعات المصرية فيها برامج بتكشف السرقة الأدبية. كل الدكاترة والأساتذة معاهم برامج بتكشف السرقة الأدبية، بيشوف انت اقتبست كام في المية، وبيشوف انت اقتبست ايه، وايه اللي ما وثقتوش، وايه اللي اقتبسته من غير ما توثقه، وايه اللي عملت له بارافريزنج، ايه اللي قعدت صياغته يعني. وده وكل ده هنفهمه. وبيشوف النسبة دي، وبيشوف المصدر اللي انت اقتبست منه، يعني بيطلع له ريبورت كامل بكل ده. فخلي بالك ان العمليه مش سهله، ان كوبي اند بيست وتجمع نص مع بعضه من مصادر مختلفه وتجمع نص جديد على انه بتاعك، فده امر غير مقبول. Let's see an example of patchwork plagiarism. The student here has copied the text from different sources and put them together to form a new text. It's called a patchwork plagiarism. الطالب هنا عمل ايه؟ الطالب جاب اكتر من مصدر وقعد يعمل copy and paste لغايه لما جمع نص جديد من مصادر مختلفه بدون ما يوثق اي مصدر من اللي خدهم. فده يعتبر patchwork or mosaic plagiarism. The fourth type of plagiarism is self-plagiarism, when you're plagiarizing your own work. Self-plagiarism means reusing work that you have previously submitted. Even though it's your own work, it's considered dishonest to present a paper or a piece of data as brand new when you have already gotten credit for the work. There are a couple of different versions of self-plagiarism. The more serious is to turn in a paper you already submitted for a grade to another class, unless you have a clear permission to do so. This is always considered self-plagiarism. Self-plagiarism can also occur when you use ideas, phrases, or data from your previous assignments, as with paraphrasing and reworking old ideas and passages is not inherently plagiarism, but you should cite previous work to make the origins clear. Let's see an important point: how you can avoid plagiarism. There are a number of steps you can take to avoid plagiarism. First, you can develop your personal notes full of your own ideas on a specific topic. Discover how you feel about the issue. Then, rather than copy sources one after another onto your pages of a text, try to express your own ideas while creating the ideas of the authorities by using summary, paraphrase, or direct quotation. ازاي احنا نتجنب السرقة الأدبية؟ نتجنب السرقة الأدبية ان احنا ممكن بعدة خطوات، ان انا ممكن اطور النوتس اللي انا خدتها من افكاري انا في موضوع معين. لو انا اتسألت في موضوع معين اجيب الافكار اللي انا هشتغل عليها واحاول افكر انا هعمل ايه، طيب انا ايه رد فعلي تجاه الموضوع ده، وبدل ما اعمل copy and paste للنص المفروض ان انا افكر ازاي ان انا اعبر عن افكاري بالافكار بتاعتي، وان انا اخلق افكار ابداعيه جديده. طيب ده هيحصل ازاي؟ ان انا ممكن اعمل summary or paraphrase or direct quotation. Let's see the first method or the first step of avoiding plagiarism, which is paraphrasing. Paraphrasing means rephrasing a piece of a text in your own words. Paraphrasing without citation is the most common type of plagiarism. Paraphrasing itself is not considered plagiarism so long as you properly cite your sources. However, paraphrasing becomes plagiarism when you read a source and then rewrite its key points as if they were in your own ideas. Additionally, if you translate a piece of a text from another language, you need to correctly cite the original source. A translation without a source is still plagiarism, as if you are using someone else's idea. اوكي، فالبارافريزنج معناه ايه؟ اللي هو ان انت بتاخد كلمات مقتبسه من بحث لشخص تاني او من عمل ادبي لشخص تاني وتنسبها وتعيد كتابتها باسلوبك انت وتنسبها ليك انت. طيب ده هيعتبر بلاجيريزم. طيب انا المفروض اعمل ايه عشان اامن نفسي؟ اعمل حاجه اسمها سايتيشن، اوثق. حتى لو انت خدت الفكره وكتبتها باسلوبك لازم توثقها. فده موضوع منتهي، ان انت تاخد حاجه او فكره او تكست as a p او word for word text لازم توثقه. اخدت الفكره لازم توثقها، فمفيش مفر ان انت توثق. Here we have an example of paraphrasing. We have a text and the source as it appears in the works cited list, the last name of the author, the initial letter of his first name, the year of publication, and the title of the book which is utilized, and the page number, and the place of publication, and the publisher. Okay, why this text is called plagiarism? The writer has used those exact words without enclosing them in quotation marks. She has only substituted synonyms here and there, even though Thales is credited with a citation. Here we have an example of paraphrasing. Here we have a text and the source of it, the plagiarism form of it, and the paraphrasing form of it. As we see, the original text have a source, the last name of the author, and the initial letter, or the name of the author, which is Lester, the year of publication, and the title of the book, page number, and place of publication, and the publisher. This is called citation. Here we make a citation as it appears in the works cited page. Okay, this text is a plagiarized one. Why is this plagiarism? The writer has used those exact words without enclosing them in quotation marks. She or he has only substituted synonyms here and there, even though Thoreau is credited with a citation. This would be considered plagiarism. هنا الكاتب عمل ايه؟ الباحث هنا ذكر اسم الكاتب وذكر سنة النشر ومحطش الكوتيشن ماركس، فده يعتبر plagiarism. الكوتيشن ماركس مهمة جدا في ان انت تعمل انتكست سايتيشن، فده حتى لو ذكرت اسم الكاتب وسنة النشر ف you have to enclose the text in quotation marks. طيب how to make a paraphrase? Okay, why this paraphrasing is acceptable? The writer here has kept the meaning of the original passage without copying words or structure. Words like globalization and Americans are generic terms, so they are terms that are commonly used for the concept they illustrate. It's difficult to find synonyms for them. Thus, you may use these words without placing them in quotation marks. What strategies can students use to paraphrase? They can use synonyms for all words that are not generic. Words like wallet, food, or science are so basic to our vocabulary that's so difficult to find a synonym. They can change the structure of the sentence itself. They can change the voice from active to passive and vice versa. They can also change clauses to phrases and vice versa. They can change parts of speech. The second step of avoiding plagiarism is using quotations. Quotations are the exact words of an author, copied directly from source, word for word. Quotations must appear with quotation marks, and they need to be cited with a text citation and on the reference page. You can use quotations when you want to add the power of an author's words to support your argument. You want to disagree with an author's argument. You want to highlight powerful passages. You are comparing and contrasting specific points of view. You want to note the important research that precedes your own. The final step of avoiding plagiarism is summarizing. Both quotations and paraphrase involve zooming in on a specific topic or a specific part of a source. However, you may wish to briefly summarize the content of a source without pinpointing a particular passage or idea. When summarizing a source, it's not necessary to cite a specific page number, as the summary will encapsulate the entire source. Just cite the author of the source if it's useful for the reader to know that you can use the title also. This is enough information to direct the reader to works cited page, which should contain entries for any sources you have quoted, paraphrased, or summarized. Summaries involve putting the main ideas into your own words, including only main points. Once again, it's necessary to attribute summarized ideas at the original source. Summaries are significantly shorter than a paraphrase because summaries take a broader overview of the source material. Let's move to another important point while doing your research is citation. Maya, inshallah, will discuss citation in detail, but the key of avoiding plagiarism is citing your sources. You need to correctly format your citations according to the rules of citation style you are following. If you do not include all the necessary information or you put in the wrong place, you could be committing plagiarism. Most styles requires in-text citation plus a reference list or a bibliography at the end of your paper where you give full details of every source you cited. Here we have an example of a correct in-text citation of APA style. APA in-text citation style uses author's last name and the year of publication. For example, we have the author last name, which is field, and the year of publication. For direct quotation, you can include the page number as well. For example, field, the last name, and the year of publication. Here we add the page number. For sources such as websites and electronic books that have no page numbers, you can use a paragraph number. At the end of my video, I want to thank you all for your listening and your attention and wishing you all the best. Goodbye.